Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of r/Tales from Tech Support, where we get to have a little chuckle at the technologically disadvantaged. I'm Uncle Reddit, and I got some stories for you. If you want to listen instead of watch the videos, check out our podcasts on Google, Anchor FM, Spotify, and more. Just search Storytime with Uncle Reddit. We're going to do something a little bit different tonight, guys. We're going to do a bunch of shorter stories instead of a few longer ones and see how it goes. Switch it up a little. I had a user come up to me and ask why their computer wouldn't turn on. I go over to the desk and notice a pool of water, so I immediately unplug the computer, lift it up. Water came pouring out the side vents, so the user says, "Oh yeah, I spilled water on my desk. Could that be the problem?" Oof. Person entering data on a floppy disk was told that she had to make a copy at the end of every day to provide a backup. About 6 months later, the disk became corrupt, so the technician asked if she had the copies. She opened a file cabinet drawer and pulled out a stack of paper. On every sheet was a copy of the disk. A photocopy of the disk. I was walking through an office one day and a user said to me, "At last, it's taken you long enough. I pressed F1, help button, over 2 hours ago." I got a call about a monitor not working. When going through the standard debugging steps, user said there were no lights, he couldn't find the power button, etc. Then I asked, "Is there actually a monitor on the desk?" And the answer was no. Someone had moved it. Once upon a time, I had a user receive an email that our antivirus software promptly quarantined. The user was frantic. "I must have that email." I said, "I'm sorry, it has a virus. You'll have to contact the guy who sent it. Have him clean his computer of viruses and resend." He replied, "Can't you just turn off the antivirus long enough for me to get the email?" I had a guy complaining that his computer had been hacked. Of course, every time anything strange ever goes wrong, it's been hacked. Because whenever he booted the computer, opened a program, closed the program, whatever, the entire theme song to Reading Rainbow would play. The computer hadn't been hacked. He had just left it unattended and someone came by and said every single Windows sound to play the whole song. I changed the theme and was done. Lesson learned, never leave a computer unattended because there are tricksters out there. I think I just got an idea. One of my favorite repeating requests is, "I can't remember my email password. Please email me a new password." Someone was complaining his PC wasn't working at all. After going through the whole "have you checked cables" and "is it plugged in," etc., he had me thinking he needed a new power supply or something. Then I heard someone in the background say, "I wonder how long the power outage will be this time." User calls saying mouse isn't working. "No problem," says me. I grabbed a freshie and headed over. Upon arrival, user says, "And there's that annoying red light shining in my eyes, too." I turned the mouse right side up and walked quickly out of earshot, promptly losing it with laughter. I think I've read this one before, but it still gets me every time. I had a user come back from a 2-week vacation who reported that everything is different. She couldn't really explain what was different though. Her computer had been off the whole time and nothing had changed at all. She's a Mac user at home and I suspected the reason everything is different was because she didn't look at a Windows machine for 2 weeks. One day, a user calls because her computer wouldn't power on. Okay, so I take the trip upstairs and sure enough, no power to the CPU or a monitor. I follow the power cords to a power strip, but I couldn't see the power switch. A head of lettuce in a grocery store bag had fallen from her desk onto the switch and turned it off. We still laugh about the death by vegetables ticket. I had a user at my last job who, when it came time to reboot her computer, would crawl under her desk, unplug every single cable, plug in every single cable, and come back up and tell me she rebooted. Even better, when I had her log off and log on, she did the same thing. Call from user. "My PC is screaming at me." Found out the computer was beeping because the keyboard tray was holding several buttons down. It's a big problem when users start mistaking a can of WD-40 for canned air. That keyboard was never quite the same. "It's so oily." Facepalm. "Your software caused a fire and we need you to pay for damages." A customer who uses our software had never-ending network issues, called us threatening legal action if we didn't reimburse them for damages resulting from a fire. This was a small restaurant, and one workstation was always freezing, needing to be rebooted. Its connected printers never worked, etc. We always recommended they hire an IT professional to come out and check the computer and network connection, and one day they finally did. The only problem was that this IT professional was the restaurant owner's brother and was neither knowledgeable in IT or professional. In the course of his troubleshooting, a fire started inside the wall near the network jack, and they had to smash the wall to get to it and put it out. At least that's the story they gave me. In his professional opinion, our software had sent several high voltage pulses through the network and caused the fire. I tried explaining to the restaurant owner that what she was telling me was impossible, and she got irate, and I assume started yelling at me in Hindi, and after I tell her I can't understand her, she tells me she'll have her brother call me and hangs up. A few minutes later, her brother calls and he starts yelling at me and wanting an apology for calling him a liar, and that he has a PhD and knows exactly what happened. He gives me the same story, that our software sent out this high voltage pulse and started a fire. I'm not even sure where to begin with a rebuttal, so I just use my standard question when speaking to an incompetent IT guy. Have you consulted with an IT professional? This set him off in the most glorious way, and after yelling and cursing at me for a bit, he hangs up. About a week later, the restaurant owner calls and says she has a new computer and wants our assistance installing the software on it. Wait, so I guess she figured out in the interim that her brother-in-law really was incompetent? Interesting. My first day on the job, and I accidentally got the secretary fired. It's the summer of 1997, and my first day of my first job, after spending 5 years at college for an MS in computer science. While the boss is showing me around, he gets an important phone call, leaving me outside with his 3 secretaries. He was always very busy and would be lost without their assistance. We strike up some conversation about our jobs, and one complains about how she has to keep track of some stuff on the server to make reports that the boss wanted daily. And it's just the most boring, tedious crap. Eventually, boss comes back out and finishes showing me around, and I get settled in at my desk as the lead dev comes by to get me started on some work. Of course, being the bright-eyed, not yet disillusioned, early 20s computer nerd, eager to prove my worth, I didn't just want to do my job. I wanted to do it great and really impress people, go above and beyond and be appreciated. And the complaining secretary from that morning had plopped a great opportunity to show that I'm a real go-getter right into my lap. So over my lunch break, I cooked up a simple script to collate all the information she needed for her report so that all she had to do was press one button and make sure the report was generated correctly. I run it by the lead developer and he says okay. I eagerly rush to tell the secretary how I've made the worst part of her job much less horrible. Expecting her to be giddy at how helpful I am, the boss comes back from lunch as I'm starting to tell her, and he wants to know what I'm so happy about. As I tell them how I've automated the creation of those daily reports he wants, his face lights up, like he's found the goose that lays the golden egg, while hers drops like I just took a dump in her purse. It turns out that making those reports was all she was doing. The boss had hired her for that rather than just asking one of the developers to do what I had because he didn't even know it was possible. That was her last day there, and I was instantly promoted from junior developer to normal developer, with a nice pay raise for showing great initiative and saving the company the money for her salary and benefits. I guess I did get what I wanted out of it. Wow! Talk about unintended consequences. Oh well. Life happens. The Novice Troubleshooter. Customer. My keyboard isn't working anymore. Tech support. Are you sure it's plugged into the computer? Customer. No, I can't get behind the computer. Tech support. Pick up your keyboard and walk 10 paces back. Customer. Okay. Tech support. Did the keyboard come with you? Customer. Yes. Tech support. That means the keyboard isn't plugged in. Is there another keyboard? Customer. Yes, there's another one here. Oh, that one does work. Absence of a common language. Tech support. Okay, you should now see a small dialog box on your desktop. Customer. I don't see any box on my desktop. Tech support. Are you sure? It looks like a small window with an OK button in the middle of it. Customer. How can a window be in my desktop? I see where this is going. Tech support. Sir, what are you looking at? Customer. My desktop, like you said. There's no box on it, just the computer. However, I do have a small window at the top of my wall, but I don't see anything that says OK. I received a call about a network printer not working. Come to find out, the print tray was full of printed pages. I removed the paper and the printer miraculously started to print. 2 days later, I got the same call about another printer. There was a mouse stuck in the printer wheels. Ugh. I was dealing with an unfamiliar error and asked one of the system administrators for advice. He said, "Go ask that big brain in the sky for an answer, not me." I cited the chief system guru's name. No, not him. Google. Go Google it. With that kind of error, you're going to need to refresh. Okay, I hit the reboot button. I meant refresh the browser session, but that'll work too. It just takes longer. The brain mill. Support. Tell me, is the cursor still there? Caller. No, I'm alone right now. Support. Where in the building is your printer located? Caller. Middle of my desk. Support. If I have to give someone directions, where do I tell them to go? Caller. In the middle of my desk where I work. Here's a few one-liners for you guys. Customer. I may have somehow deleted Windows. Support. Why? Customer. It was using up too much space. I need to take the internet home. Can you put it on a disk for me? What program do I need to use to make a Word document? Support. Restart your computer. Customer. My computer doesn't do that. My computer kept beeping, so I punched it. I might need a new one. I was playing around with the keys from my keyboard, and now I can't remember what order they go in. Oh, that's an employee with way too much time on his hands. Tech support. What kind of computer do you have? Female customer. A white one. Tech support. Click on the My Computer icon to the left of the screen. Customer. Your left or my left? Tech support. Good day, how may I help you? Male customer. Hello, I can't print. Tech support. Would you click on Start for me and... Customer. Listen, pal, don't start getting technical on me. I'm not Bill Gates. Tech support. What's on your monitor now, ma'am? Customer. A teddy bear my boyfriend bought me at the 7-Eleven. Customer. I can't get on the internet. Tech support. Are you sure you used the right password? Customer. Yes, I'm sure. I saw my colleague do it. Tech support. Can you tell me what the password was? Customer. 5 stars. Okay, first of all, that's kind of funny. Second of all, I'm pretty sure most tech support people won't ask for your password. I thought that was sort of a policy with most companies. Maybe I'm wrong. A woman customer called the Canon help desk with a problem with her printer. Tech support. Are you running it under Windows? Customer. Customer. No, my desk is next to the door, but that's a good point. The man sitting in the cubicle next to me is under a window and his printer's working fine. Tech support. Okay, Bob, let's press the Control and Escape keys at the same time. That brings up a task list in the middle of the screen. Now type the letter P to bring up the Program Manager. Customer. I don't have a P. Tech support. On your keyboard, Bob. Customer. What do you mean? Tech support. P. On your keyboard, Bob. Customer. I'm not going to do that. Support. Okay, ma'am, do you see the button on the right-hand side of your mouse? Customer. No, there's a printer and a phone on the right-hand side of my mouse. Well, thanks for joining me today, guys. If you enjoyed this content, do us a favor. Click like, subscribe to the channel, and click the little bell icon so you don't miss the fat guy with the beard telling you stories. And hopefully you enjoyed the background view today. I got a comment from one of our listeners that evidently the confetti background that I've been using really screws up a lot of people's viewing experience because it makes things lag. YouTube has a hard time with compression and those kind of things. So yeah, we went with normal video clips today, a bunch of different ones. I don't think most people watch the background clips, but hey, It's something a little different and I try to keep them tech related. Let me know what you guys think. See ya.